huge palaces rose from the desert floor, surrounded by ornamental lakes and gardens. And dominating the city was the great temple of the Aten, a temple open to the sun, surrounded by wide roads and open spaces.
To a certain degree, Amarna was conceived very much like an American city, was conceived and planned in a way that would account for openness and freedom, we could call it.
The whole city was one great stage on which Pharaoh could demonstrate his devotion to the Aten. With him at the head of these processions, his subjects could see the woman who had helped him realize his vision, one of the most remarkable women of the ancient world. But her face would not be seen again until the beginning of the 20th century. In the winter of 1912, a German archaeologist, Ludwig Borchardt, came to excavate at Amarna.
On December 6th, just before the lunch break, I was called by an urgent note from Professor Ranker, who was supervising the excavations. There, at about knee height in front of us, a flesh-colored neck appeared.
As his workmen brushed the sand away, Borchardt began to see a stone face looking back at him, the most beautiful he had ever seen. It was the face of a queen, whose name meant, "A beautiful woman has come," Nefertiti. Stunned, that evening Borchardt wrote just one line in his diary.
Description is useless. See for yourself.
In real life, Nefertiti was as remarkable as her statue. Like her mother-in-law, Queen T, Nefertiti played a prominent role in public life. She and Akenhaten stood together at the head of the new regime.
If you look at the role Nefertiti plays in the Amarna period, it is almost as important as that of Akhenaten. So she's there, present all the time. She's even shown in some of the reliefs smiting the enemy, as a pharaoh is always shown. So Nefertiti is not just a beautiful woman, she's a very, very important element in this new and incredible experiment.
Nefertiti is also the only Egyptian queen intimately described by her husband. Verses of love and devotion over 3,000 years old.
She stands out in the palace, fair-faced and beautiful. At the sound of her voice, rejoicing breaks out. Her appearance fills the king with pleasure. She is the chief queen, the king's beloved, the mistress of two lands, Nefertiti.
Nefertiti was not the only woman in Akhenaten's life. In the northern apartments of the palace, Nefertiti brought up their 6 daughters. In the few surviving reliefs, we see the princesses, 6 little girls growing up in the city of the sun, well loved by their father and mother. No other royal family in the ancient world seemed so human, so real. Stelae even show Akhenaten and his wife playing with their children. A brief moment in time captured 3,300 years ago.
The representations of this divine family are unique. Never before do you see the king or the queen with their children climbing all over them, or the king kissing his child. These are family situations which we would recognize now as very human, and they appear at this time.
Freed from the constraints of the old order, life in Amarna was good, at least for now. This success was celebrated in a new type of hymn, which the king himself claimed to have written. The greatest of these hymns is carved in a tomb above the city, a hymn so powerful that phrases from it found their way into the Bible.